Ms. Robinson, and then Ms. Sissy Farenthold.
I want to thank you, and particularly, my name is Pastor John Tates. I'm pastor of New Zion Temple, 4th Ward, Freemanstown. I'm a member of the Pastoral Leadership Conference of Freemanstown, 4th Ward, to Councilwoman Cohen, District 3, to Councilman Jerry Davis, District 2. I want to address in a very brief manner concerning the bricks in the Freemanstown 4th Ward, as been addressed prior by Dr. Smith and will be addressed later on. I hope, and I want you all to consider the work and the sweat that ex-slaves put together to have those bricks placed on the streets where the city of Houston did not or could not afford to do that. And they paid their nickels and dimes and quarters to have that place looking its best. Now we seem as though that we are a forgotten institution. I take into consideration, and I know that you have a very busy schedule, but I do hope that you will consider those individuals that cared enough, that wanted their community to look its best.
Thank you, sir. Your time has expired.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir, for coming down. We appreciate you over here.
Sorry. Yes.
Yeah, District 2. We appreciate you coming down, voicing your opinion. And thank you so much.
All right. Thank you.
Colleague, just a quick update. We had an estimate that dated back to 2011 on the, I believe, the underground micro-tunneling.
Yes.
So Public Works is updating that estimate so we can get more current numbers. So we'll get that information out to you as soon as we can, just to have those firm numbers.
Well, we're stressing preserve, not restore, and I thank you for any and everything that you can do.
Thank you.
Thank you again.
Okay, Ms. Robinson. She'll be followed by Ms. Sissy Farenthold, then Ms. Christine Diaz. Ma'am. Speak into the mic, please.
Thank you. Good afternoon. Mayor Parker is not here, but we do appreciate your presence, sir. Councilwoman Cohen, and each council member, staff member, and the citizens of Houston. I am Doris Ellis Robinson. I am published editor of the Houston Sun newspaper, and I'm president of the Freedmenstown Preservation Coalition. I am delighted to speak on behalf of this group because we're working to have public impact on a law that you are learning if you do not know very well. I thank each of you who have responded to the constituents who have come before you before. Many of them have never spoken to a governmental body.
One second. Yeah, we have Councilman Boykins.
Doris, what, based on the research that you've come up with, what are some of the concerns you have that need to be addressed?
The significant impact of
Remember, the clock is ticking. You got to kind of get to the point.
the specific impact of the agreement that you all have signed is in complete violation of Section 106 and Section 110 of the National Historic Preservation Act. And our organization is trying our best to make sure that we get it right, because once the streets are destroyed, we cannot have a do-over. We're asking you to work to preserve the streets, and we're offering you information so that you can use the best available technology, which is micro-tunneling. We want you to understand that if we micro-tunnel under the sidewalks, as the infrastructure will break in future years, you will not have to return to dig up the streets again.
Thank you. Thank you, Councilman. I'm sorry, not to extend.
And Ms. Farenthold, thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Ms. Robinson. Appreciate it.
Ms.
Please review my
Farenthold will be
package.
followed by Ms. Diaz.
Good afternoon, and thank you for your patience. I wanted to just, I'm sure you have each a file that's thick on this issue. So I want to just target two things in a general kind of way and ask you to consider. One is the role of Fourth Ward in the National Register of Historic Districts, and what that means, and how it's been handled here over the years. I can remember the first time I became involved with Fourth Ward, hearing that the bricks that were there had actually been taken and moved to other parts of the town. I could not understand that, and I still don't. So let's respect that district and what it stands for and its place in our history and the need for posterity to know of it. And the brick streets are a vital part of that. When I think those bricks were moved like that, they're over on Richmond.
Thank
One
you,
more
ma'am.
thing.
One moment, your time expired. Councilmember Cohen.
Thank you, Sissy. Thank you for being here. And I know you don't live in the Fourth Ward, because I know exactly where you live. And I think it's important that we do have people that come and testify who don't necessarily live in the areas that we're talking about, because we are responsible for our city. It's not just something that happens. So thank you for your concern about it. I do have a question though, since it is in my district. Have you been have you seen the brick streets recently? Have you
Yes,
seen
I
them?
was there yesterday.
Okay, so you know that
I know what the
deplorable
streets are in,
conditions.
yes, yes.
And you know that literally the bricks are breaking every day, and that people are taking the bricks for historical purposes. So I mean, we have great concerns about establishing and keeping those bricks and making sure that they're treated in such a way that they last and that they're there for decades to come. But at the same time, we have to be concerned about the underground water, the sanitary sewers, the storm sewer piping, all the things that are presently a problem in that area. That's the balance we face.
I appreciate the position you're in. I'm just making what comments I had.
Right.
The other thing is the
My
advisory.
apologies, we don't have enough to extend time, so.
Well, it involves a pending investigation, but we'll leave that for later. Thank you very much.
And Ms. Diaz? Ms. Diaz?
Christine Diaz?
What, yes, she's here. Will be followed by Mr. Carlos Bacon.
Good afternoon, Mayor Pro Tem, council members, Councilwoman Cohen. My name is Christine Diaz, and I live at 1304 Andrews Street. I'm here to speak about the historic brick streets located in Freemanstown, Fourth Ward, where I live. The Freemans and their descendants, with their sweat and hard labor, made, installed, and paid for the bricks 100 years ago. The city had nothing to do with building the brick streets. Frankly, I don't think it's fair for the city to destroy a historical brick street that they had no part in making. I'm asking you to please stop the removal of the undisturbed bricks, engage in micro-tunneling, trenchless design, install new infrastructure for sewer lines, water, and electrical lines under sidewalk easements, and reinstate the federal 106 review process, which involves community input, which was not done. I was scheduled to speak for 3 minutes. I will email everyone my full speech. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilor Boykins.
Thank you, Mayor.
One moment, Ms. Diaz?
Ma'am, well, Mayor, I just want, Congresswoman Lee wanted me to read this into the records here, and it just basically says, Freemantown Historical Preservation Agreement. She would like to express her gratitude for moving forward with this preservation in the Fourth Ward, Freemantown area. The letter memorialized the agreement reached between the City of Houston and key stakeholders in the preservation of this historical bricks, in Freemanstown. She just wanted to be on record in support of doing what she can in supporting of keeping those bricks there if possible.
We appreciate the comments.
Vice Mayor Pro Tem Davis.
Thank you. I just have a question for the city attorney. They mentioned the 106 violation. Are we familiar with what's?
As you're aware, Councilmember, this has been ongoing for a number of years, and I believe there's been a number of hearings and meetings with stakeholders. I'm not intimately familiar with 106, but I believe everything's been complied with.
Okay. Thank you.
Councilor Bradford.
Thank you real quick, Ms. Diaz, thanks for coming down. I'm in the middle of a conversation. I assume you just Going to request the city attorney to do a written memo on this, section 106 of the National Historic Preservation Act of 1966, because we've heard 2 witnesses testify that we are in violation. So I'd like an opinion on that.
What were they?
Thank you.
Ms. Diaz, thank you.
Hey, Mr. Bison? Mr. Bison?